I've been a member of the community for literally the day I was born. I was born and raised here. I've been going to a lot of protests in the Sacramento area, most likely because they're black-led. And I kind of missed the memo of, hey, our community is predominantly white. I shouldn't let our community be silent because they lack a diversity. And so I, as a person of color, this is not my movement, but I heard that white people weren't going to chant. And that's not a protest, it's just sign holding, at least in my opinion. And so I thought, all right, I'm gonna take the mic, I'm gonna do some chants that's race neutral, and start a protest. We're not here to sit in the comfort of silence. I appreciate the thought, but we're here to make noise. We're here to lead a movement. Grass Valley, Nevada County, we're gonna be part of that, whether we like it or not. Change is coming. This is a revolution, this is the rebellion, and that's why I'm out here. Yeah.
My friend's grandmother, Lakota. Not until the 70s, most tribal nations weren't allowed by this government to speak their own language. The Lakota grandmother of my friends had her tongue cut with a razor blade every time she talked her own language. This has been going on for too long. Check out Operation Paperclip. We're no better than the rest. Look at the people in Yemen. We support the Saudis. They abuse people right and left. We need to look at ourselves and stop fascism. Fascism is tyranny and racism and socioeconomic slavery. Thank you, sweetheart.
I went to high school here, and especially in the last couple of years, racism was predominant during my senior year. Being called racial slurs, just being the only brown kid in class type of thing. So when discussions of racism did happen, everyone looked to me, and it felt, one, like I'm being pointed out as like the minority in the classroom. I already know it, don't need to point me out for it. But it felt a little scary at sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. But I did my best to deal with it. I was only 17, 18, barely becoming an adult. I didn't know how to use my words correctly. But now I'm 20, I feel like I've grown up into the woman I'm meant to become. And I'm not gonna stay silent anymore. Silence is complicity, and I'm not about to stay complicit.
My main time of active protest was back in the tail end of the 60s. So anyway.
Do you see this as a big problem in our community, or is this just general support for everybody across the country?
I think that there is perhaps a need to heighten awareness across all communities and just try to show solidarity and compassion to people all across the country and the world. And just the sign I put together is basically because to me the whole idea of patriotism has been co-opted.
The end goal is for Black people to stop dying at the hands of police. But I understand that might take some time. I'm not this optimistic type of person, I'm a realist. I understand that it's not gonna happen with a flick of a thumb and stuff like that. I hope to see more people of color run for office so we can have our voices heard. Everything in America is predominantly white, the population, who runs it, who writes our laws. And there can't be laws to protect colored people if there's no colored people in office, especially Black or Indigenous people.
Is there anything else that you'd like people to know?
Listen to your Black and colored community. There's not a lot of us, so when we are speaking, amplify our voices. That's my best case scenario. Listen, learn, educate yourself, and amplify the voices of colors.
So I'm from Bakersfield, California, and I'm working here in the medical field. About ready to get me something to eat. I had no idea you guys were protesting. Touching my heart. It really does. I didn't know. So I just happened to turn the corner and I seen it. So
What does it mean to you that people are willing to do this?
freedom. And there is a change. It has changed. Having a white mother and a black father, it's been hard growing up. But this right here shows me that it has changed. It's changing. Even though it did happen, it's changing. I mean, it's touching.
Is there anything else we can do or anything else that we should know to try to help as best we can?
You guys are doing good. This means a lot. This really does. And you guys are peaceful. You guys are not tearing stuff up. But people do have to realize, I know a lot of people are against people tearing things up and looting and whatnot, and I am too, but you have to realize where they came from. It's been over 60 years. We've been peaceful, you know? So, I mean, you can only poke a bear so much, and it's going to attack, and that's what's going on. And this was just a totally different, it was just a totally different murder. It really was. And to me, it was like, what happened, the way they did it, was like they hung a black man without the tree being there. That's how I feel. But, yeah, this is good.
Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome.